On this episode of Motorsport Recently, we look back at the Indycar season finale, the Singaporean Grand Prix, and the most recent Super GT race at Sportsland Sugo. Also, we talk about BMW's interest in the WEC Hypercar class. This is Triple Crown Racing, let's get into it. Last weekend, we had the finale of the Verizon IndyCar Series for 2018 at Sonoma Raceway. The championship was close between Alexander Rossi and Scott Dixon, with only a 29-point gap between the two in favour of Scott Dixon. In qualifying, it was Ryan Hunter-Reay on the pole, followed by Dixon and Joseph Newgarden. Rossi would be starting from 6th, behind rookie Patricio O'Ward. So the stage was set for an awesome race. Except it wasn't, because the stage wasn't exactly set. NBC, or whichever American broadcaster actually does these things, I don't know because I watch them on ESPN in Australia, weren't broadcasting the start of the race. Now, I won't go off complaining about how poor the IndyCar broadcast of the race was. Actually, it's not IndyCar's fault, it's NBC's fault, or whoever it was, I don't know. Anyway, I won't go off complaining about it, because David Land already made a pretty good video on that, so I'll leave a link to that video in the description below, so you can go watch him complain about the broadcast. Anyway, while the race wasn't broadcasting, Alexander Rossi basically ruined his chances of winning the championship by crashing into the back of his teammate Marco Andretti. And he broke his front wing, and he had to go straight to the pits. Rossi had to do a recovery drive and managed to make it up to P7, but it wouldn't be enough because Dixon played it safe and finished second behind Ryan Hunter-Reay. So Scott Dixon has won his 5th IndyCar title, putting him amongst the greats of the sport. Next year, he will most likely have to fight Fernando Alonso for the championship, and oh my god, what a fight that is going to be. Anyways, if there are any IndyCar-related YouTube channels who happen to see this, I need someone to make an IndyCar season review with, so if you are interested, please get in contact with me. Here's to a fantastic season of IndyCar. God, that was cringe. So last weekend was the Monaco of the East, the Singapore Grand Prix. In the previous round, Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari's championship hopes had taken a turn for the worse, with him spinning out on the opening lap of the Italian Grand Prix and only managed to come home in a measly 4th place. In qualifying, Lewis Hamilton stormed to pole with a blistering lap time, followed by Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. Now, all I can say about this race is that it was pretty dull. Now, basically, it was just the top 3 drivers driving around without incident. The only exciting things that happened were Sergei Sorokin holding up a train of cars, Sergio Perez crashing his teammate off on the first lap, and just driving super aggressively, even crashing into the side of Sorokin, and Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly having an on-track battle, which is something we all wanted to see. I do have a few problems with this race other than the fact that it was really boring. Romain Grosjean got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags, despite the fact he was having a ding-dong battle with Sergei Sorokin. I have a problem with this because Formula 1 are supposed to be promoting battles wherever they may be happening in the field, but when the guys at the back start to battle and Lewis Hamilton comes along, 15 million seconds ahead of everyone else, that battle has to stop for him, and that sucks. I don't think he deserves that penalty, and if the FIA believe in having good racing, stuff like this can't happen. Lewis Hamilton came home to win, followed by Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. Vettel's championship has gone from bad to worse, and he now trails the Mercedes driver by 40 points. And honestly, as much as I hate it, there's no coming back from that. So, yeah. Press F for Vettel. Last weekend, it was yet another round of the world's most underrated racing series, Super GT. This time out, we were in Sportsland Sugo for a 300km race. In qualifying for this race, the number 100 Ray Brig car of Jenson Button and Naoki Yamamoto qualified on pole in GT500, followed by the number 12 Calsonic GTR of Daiki Sasaki and Jan Mardenborough, and the number 8 Art NSX of Tomoki Nojiri and Takaya Izawa. The front row was interesting in GT500 because the top two are actually my favourite two cars in the entire series. In GT300, the number 61 Subaru BRZ qualified on pole, followed by the number 25 Hoppy 86 and the number 9 Golf Porsche. So the stage was set for an awesome race. The race got underway and there was a lot of cool on-track action, but the highlight of this was the battle for the lead between the Calsonic Nissan and the Ray Brig Honda. This battling was very cool, but would eventually end with a small aero component flying off the Calsonic car, allowing it to fall into the clutches of the Arta NSX. The race got interesting when the number 31 Toyota Prius crashed, bringing out a safety car. Not only was at this point did the Nismo TV commentators mention my name, so Triple Crown Racing, how cool is that, but the racing also really heated up. When the race went back to green, everything went beyond insane. The Keeper Tom's Lexus crashed, the Epson Honda crashed, and a safety vehicle got involved in the race, which you may have seen on social media. The race ended with the 100 Ray Brig car coming home to win, and Jenson Button taking his first ever Super GT race victory, and Naoki Yamamoto taking his fourth Super GT victory. Second in the GT500 class went to the Arta NSX, and third went to the Calsonic GTR. In GT300, the number 61 Subaru BRZ, by some miracle, won the race despite being notoriously unreliable. Second went to the Gainer Tanax car, while third went to Super GT's other bandwagon car, the Good Smile Racing Mercedes. Button and Yamamoto topped the standings in GT500, followed by Nojiri and Izawa and Sasaki and Mardenborough. This round was utterly fantastic and an awesome race, and I can't wait for the next round in Autopolis. BMW has expressed their interest in the WEC hypercar class for the 2020-21 WEC season. Now, if you don't know what the hypercar class is, it will be the replacement for LMP1. It will be similar to the GT prototypes of old. BMW is not the only one interested in the hypercar class. Ferrari, Aston Martin, Toyota, Ford and McLaren have also expressed their interest. BMW have also expressed their interest in running the hydrogen fuel cell cars in the future. This is very good news that another manufacturer is involved because, as most of us know already, the LMP1 class isn't doing too well. There is only one factory team in the LMP1 class, being Toyota, and they are absolutely wiping the floor with the privateers. If anyone else expresses interest in this new formula, it will be covered right here on Motorsport Recently, or at least Triple Crown Racing. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of Motorsport Recently. None of the footage I've used in this video is mine, so I'll leave a link to the channels that do own them in the description below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.